Hey there, fellow enthusiasts of the strange and spooky. Welcome to our journey through some of the most haunted and abandoned hospitals and asylums in the world. We're diving headfirst into the stories, the myths, and the documented occurrences that make these places hotspots of paranormal activity. So, buckle up, grab your EMF readers, or maybe just a stress ball, and get ready to explore the chilling reality of these forgotten institutions. Let's get spooked together. Our first stop takes us to the isolated countryside of Victoria, Australia, home to the infamous Beechworth Lunatic Asylum. For 128 years, this sprawling complex housed thousands of patients suffering from various mental illnesses. Beechworth, however, takes that darkness to another level. Over 9,000 souls passed within these walls, their energy seemingly lingering long after the last patient left. One of the most reported figures is that of a young woman, often seen on the asylum's former women's ward. Some believe her to be the spirit of Margaret, a patient who died under mysterious circumstances. EVP recordings capture unexplained whispers and groans. Cold spots send shivers down spines, and cameras have caught fleeting glimpses of shadows moving just beyond the range of normal vision. Is it the power of suggestion, or are these tortured souls unable to find peace, trapped within the walls that held them captive in life? Our next stop takes us to the rolling hills of Kentucky, where the Tranquil Sanatorium stands as a stark reminder of a time when tuberculosis ravaged countless lives. Built in the early 1900s, Tranquil was intended as a place of healing, a sanctuary for those seeking a cure for the deadly white plague. However, noble intentions often paved the road to a much darker reality. Life in Tranquil was harsh. Patients endured experimental treatments, isolation from loved ones, and the ever-present fear that their cough might be their last. The sanatorium's remote location only added to the sense of dread, making it feel like a world away from hope and health. The death toll at Tranquil was staggering. Visitors and paranormal investigators alike have reported a range of unsettling occurrences within Tranquil's decaying walls. Disembodied voices whisper of suffering and despair. Cold spots chill the air in specific rooms, and shadow figures dart across doorways, as if trapped in a perpetual cycle of pain and fear. Some believe the spirits of those who died on that cold steel table still linger, their energy intertwined with the lingering scent of antiseptic and despair. It's a stark reminder that even in death, the echoes of our past can reach out and touch the living. From the hills of Kentucky, we journey to the outskirts of Washington, D.C., where the decaying remnants of Forest Haven Asylum paint a chilling picture of institutional neglect and its lasting consequences. The once grand structure now stands as a ghostly reminder of a past filled with both hope and despair. Established in 1925, Forest Haven was initially intended as a model institution for the care of individuals with intellectual disabilities. It was a beacon of progressive thought and compassionate care in its early days. The early years at Forest Haven were, by some accounts, a time of genuine care and compassion. The staff worked tirelessly to create a nurturing environment, offering a glimmer of hope to those who had been marginalized by society. Staff members were dedicated to providing a safe and nurturing environment for the residents, many of whom had nowhere else to go. Their commitment was unwavering, and their efforts were often the only source of comfort for the residents. However, this period of hope and humanity would prove to be tragically short-lived. The initial promise of Forest Haven began to fade as the years went by. As the decades passed, funding cuts and changing social attitudes took a toll on Forest Haven. The institution that once symbolized care and compassion began to crumble under the weight of neglect. The once pristine facilities fell into disrepair, and the staff, once dedicated and caring, became overwhelmed and jaded. The lack of resources and support led to a decline in the quality of care. Neglect became the norm, and the cries of the residents went unanswered, lost in the echoing halls of a system that had failed them. The sense of abandonment was palpable, and the residents suffered immensely. Overcrowding, disease, and abuse became rampant, leading to a horrifying number of preventable deaths within Forest Haven's walls. The institution that was meant to protect its residents became a place of suffering and despair. Today, Forest Haven stands abandoned, a decaying monument to the consequences of indifference. Its empty halls and crumbling walls serve as a stark reminder of what happens when society turns its back on the vulnerable. Visitors and investigators have reported a range of paranormal phenomena, from disembodied voices and cold spots to full-bodied apparitions and feelings of intense dread. The air is thick with the weight of its tragic history. Some believe the spirits of the neglected and abused children who died at Forest Haven still roam the halls seeking justice for the horrors they endured. Their presence is a haunting testament to the suffering they experienced. Forest Haven serves as a chilling reminder of the responsibility we have to care for the most vulnerable among us. It stands as a testament to the need for compassion and vigilance in our treatment of those who cannot advocate for themselves. Our exploration of the haunted and abandoned takes us next to East Bethany, New York, where the imposing structure of the Rolling Hills Asylum looms large, casting a long shadow over the landscape and the history of mental health treatment. This eerie building stands as a testament to a bygone era, filled with stories of sorrow and despair. Built in 1827 as a poorhouse, Rolling Hills evolved over the years, eventually becoming a catch-all institution for the mentally ill, the developmentally disabled, and the simply unwanted. It became a place where society's outcasts were hidden away, often forgotten by the outside world. What sets Rolling Hills apart from other asylums on our list is the meticulous, some might even say, enthusiastic record-keeping of its former administration. Every death, every procedure, every unusual occurrence was documented in detail, creating a chillingly comprehensive chronicle of the asylum's often troubled history. These records offer a window into the past, revealing the harsh realities faced by the inmates. These records paint a grim picture of life and death within Rolling Hills walls. Overcrowding, disease, and inadequate care were common, leading to a high mortality rate. The conditions were often deplorable, with many patients suffering in silence. The asylum's own records detail countless deaths from tuberculosis, pneumonia, and other illnesses that ravaged the vulnerable population. These diseases spread rapidly in the cramped and unsanitary conditions. Visitors and investigators have reported hearing disembodied voices, whispering from the shadows, recounting tales of suffering and despair. These ghostly murmurs add to the asylum's haunted reputation. Cold spots send shivers down spines in areas where particularly tragic events occurred. These sudden drops in temperature are often accompanied by an overwhelming sense of sadness. Shadow figures, often described as tall, dark, and menacing, have been witnessed lurking in hallways and peering from behind barred windows. These apparitions are a constant reminder of the asylum's dark past. Some believe it to be the playful spirits of children who died within the asylum's walls, their innocent energy lingering long after their physical bodies have passed on. These child spirits are said to bring a bittersweet presence to the otherwise grim atmosphere. With every unexplained sound, every cold spot, and every fleeting glimpse of a shadow figure, they remind us of the asylum's troubled past and the enduring power of the human spirit, even in death. The echoes of Rolling Hills history continue to resonate, leaving an indelible mark on all who visit. Our final destination brings us to the desolate backroads of Maryland, where Century Manor stands shrouded in an eerie silence, its crumbling facade hinting at the dark secrets hidden within. The manor's walls seem to whisper tales of a bygone era. Unlike the other institutions on our list, Century Manor's history is shrouded in mystery, its past a patchwork of local legends, whispered rumors, and documented tragedies. Each story adds another layer to its enigmatic aura. What we do know is that Century Manor served as a home for the elderly and infirm for a significant portion of its existence. However, the details of its operation, the identities of its residents, and the circumstances surrounding its eventual closure in 1995 remain frustratingly elusive. The lack of records only deepens the mystery. Despite the lack of concrete information, one thing is abundantly clear: Century Manor has borne witness to its fair share of tragedy. Local lore is rife with tales of accidental deaths, unexplained disappearances, and a pervasive sense of unease that clung to the manor long before its doors were shuttered for good. The air itself seems to carry the weight of its dark past. Those who dared to venture inside during its years of operation spoke of strange occurrences, unexplained noises, and a feeling of being watched, as if unseen eyes followed their every move. The sensation was so strong that many refused to return. Staff members, sworn to secrecy, whispered of patients who died under mysterious circumstances and whose spirits seemed to linger within the manor's walls. These stories have only fueled the manor's haunted reputation. Following its closure, Century Manor became a magnet for paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers drawn to its grim reputation and the promise of encountering the unknown. The allure of the supernatural is irresistible to many. Reports of ghostly activity within Century Manor are as varied as they are chilling. Disembodied voices whisper from darkened corners, their words indecipherable yet undeniably filled with sorrow and despair. These voices seem to echo the manor's tragic history. Cold spots, sudden drops in temperature that defy rational explanation, send chills down spines and raise goosebumps on even the most skeptical of visitors. The manor's atmosphere is undeniably chilling. Whether the result of tragic deaths, unexplained occurrences, or simply the weight of its own grim history, Century Manor stands as a testament to the enduring power of the past. Its legacy continues to haunt those who dare to explore its shadowy halls. As we conclude our journey through these abandoned hospitals and asylums, we're left with a sense of unease, a lingering chill that extends beyond the goosebumps on our skin. These decaying structures, once places of healing, confinement, and ultimately, suffering, now stand as silent witnesses to countless tragedies and paranormal activities. Whether you believe in ghosts, spirits, or simply the enduring power of human energy, there's no denying the eerie allure of these abandoned institutions. Thank you for joining us on this eerie exploration. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more chilling tales. And remember, the next time you find yourself near an abandoned hospital or asylum, listen closely.